Let's be
I
real.
mean, it has to be. So,
Yeah, it
for the people that are watching, my name is Lindy Edge, and you are the
My name is
beautiful.
Randy Crawford.
That's right. Yeah. And so we just had some fun stuff. We had some fun stuff that we did. Let's unpack what we did. That was amazing,
Hmm.
and how we went through that, and starting our own podcast show is just going to be like fucking amazing.
I am over the moon fucking elated. I'm over the moon
Yeah.
elated. You know, we go through these trials and tribulations in life, and you think like, I didn't go through this shit for nothing. I did not go
Nope.
through it for nothing. And so like, if we can pull value from one another,
Yep.
I call that a win, right? So, yeah, it's very exciting, very, very exciting to see what is going to happen
I
with this
know.
as we go. Today was
Well,
so much fun. And thankfully, Lindy is already established in the podcast community. So I am very grateful to her because she is just such a boss. Like, she knows what she's doing. And I'm just soaking in all of the knowledge. Like, I've always dreamed of doing a podcast, but I didn't have, like, I'm terrible on technology. And then it's just amazing what networking can do. And you can just get the right people in, and it's just like magic.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like, I mean, like, let's just talk about that because we have to start somewhere. But we need the right people in place too to help us because we don't know everything. We don't know everything. Like my other podcast show, like my co-host at that time, like he was the engineer. He was the engineer with everything. But he said, Lindy, you can do this. You can do anything. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, everyone that's just joining. Hello, hello. We're just like, like he's the one who said, okay, just go here and you can get this for really cheap. Go to Value Village, do this.
Yeah.
Your monitors can work. You don't have to start with a massive amount of equipment in the very beginning. It's all about how you um, put it together. And I just so happen to have a 17-year-old son that and my other kids, they all know how to put everything together. I didn't know how to put everything together and make my microphone work, make this headset work, and know your voice as well too. So it's powerful. It's powerful, and we're doing it together.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about, right? Is just coming together and lifting each other
Yeah.
up. Just being raw and fucking real. Because there is just so much facade in this world where like
Oh,
everything looks so glitz and perfect, and that's just not
yeah.
reality. And it's really draining on like the
Yeah.
psyche as a woman and as a human being. It's draining to see all this
Yeah.
fucking perfect stuff all the time. That's not real life.
Well, and I love the fact that because you are a swearer just like me, and like fuck is my second language. Did you
Yes.
realize that the word fuck really in an actual slang language, especially us Canadians,
Yeah.
it is a second language. It really is. It's
It's an
just a language
emphasis.
that oh, what's going on here? It says swipe to do something. Swipe
I
to
know, I
what?
get that too. And
What
it's
is that?
swipe to view more comments, it says. I don't know. I don't know. See, we're all learning here.
I don't know. Okay,
Yeah.
that was interesting. But like I said, this is our first time being on here, so we are. If anybody has anything to add value to our TikTok experience, please do so. We would love to know. That would be just so invaluable to us. And
It
we'll
really,
say hi to the people that I see people that are joining. I just don't know really
yeah.
much about a lot of things, but hey,
Me neither. We're winging it.
we
Yeah.
just want to go live and just talk about the things and all the things and just being. But here's the thing, what we want to do is our consensus of everything, our platform is women of strength standing tall. That's what we are. We're women of strength standing tall. We're navigating being a mom, being a woman first and foremost, and then being a mom if and sharing those experiences, and then also navigating a freaking boss babe motherfucking business. That's the
Amen.
whole thing right there. Look at,
Mhm.
we can still navigate with a male dominance of a, business field
Society.
here in society.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's, I'm sorry, man, we don't dog you, but you know what? women, our minds are left and right. We can think on both platforms. You know what? And that's that. We're not dogging you, man. We love you, man. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously, we love
yeah.
men.
We need men. We
we
need them.
we need men. I mean,
Yes, yes.
seriously. And you guys,
But
you men need us.
exactly, exactly. And I think that there's such a hierarchy that's created. And of course it's you can't see this hierarchy, but you feel
Yeah,
it. And it's there. And it's always
yeah,
fucking there. And I think as women, we tend to a human being experience, I think we put up this big wall and we
yeah,
try to present as if we have it all together. But
yeah.
that is not real fucking life. That is just
No, it's
not
not.
real.
No,
So
it's
the
not.
really cool thing about Lindy and I is that we don't wear masks, and
Mm.
and I and we are who we are, and I think that that's really powerful, and I think that that can be. I
Mhm.
think our women need to see more of that, like Pam Anderson. I fucking love Pam Anderson, and the way that she have you seen Pam Anderson lately, Lindy?
You know what? She is actually amazing. She goes on her documentary, being
Yes,
like stripping everything to
yes,
bare minimal, and
yes,
that
yes.
is fucking powerful. Like,
It's just
wow.
raw.
Hey, Juju,
Yeah,
how you doing? Yeah, so it's unbelievable how Pamela Anderson just says, you know what? I'm done. Like the
yeah,
whole Baywatch babe stuff.
yeah.
Like, no, no, no. I didn't she get a breast reduction?
I believe she did get reduced, and she recently had like she did a whole bunch because she's in that new movie, Showgirls,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I'm so excited to see it. But she rocked the red carpet barefaced.
I know. And you know what? How incredible is that?
I
I
love
wanted
that.
to
That's
just
the
just
message.
I want to just say hi to Juju in the comments, and hey
Sure.
Kath, how you doing? Yeah. So
Hello, everybody that's watching, and
yes,
that one boy that's watching.
the
You
one
know who
boy.
you are. I can't center him out, but I'm giving him lots of kisses.
Okay,
I
then we'll do
can't.
that too.
Yeah, yeah, we're giving you kisses.
But no, I do want to say, and that's called a woman of strength standing tall, and that's what I like to do is. So our consensus right now, everybody that's just chiming in right now, we are just doing a post little debunking.
Yeah.
We have a podcast show that's coming out here right away. It's called Lips and Queens, and you can find us on YouTube. We just put everything together, but how you doing, Juju? It's you can find us on YouTube at Lips and Queens. So there's an N in there, not the word and, but lips, the letter
And
N, and then Queens. So
it's
that's how you can
really
find us and come and support us in terms of subscribing to our channel. We like this whole platform of TikTok because what we can actually do is we want to come on here and just do some things. We just found out like today. Oh, now TikTok
somebody
wants
said
me
it wrong. I
to
declined.
show. I will like what the Donald Duck. I don't want to show my body.
What,
No,
what the
you're
Donald?
okay
What
with
the
just
Donald
right
Duck?
here. This is what, right? I know that's what I like to say. What the Donald Duck is happening?
I
TikTok
like
wants
that
me
one.
to be like a porn star. Like, no, no, no. It's not gonna be like that.
No, no, different show, different show.
Right. But that's the greatest thing about it is that our consensus is a women of strength standing tall. So with
Mhm.
that being also said, we are going to be looking for guests that will want to come on to our show. And how did you navigate through your trials and tribulations, your struggles, your triumphs, your everything? We want to support you. Randy and I are really trying to put together women of strength standing tall, like not only just the podcast, but a community
Yeah,
where you can be safe, where you can talk about struggles and
yeah.
be safe enough to come on our show. And because with what your story is, guess what?
Mhm.
It can help others.
Yeah. You don't know who needs to hear what you have to say. We don't go through everything that we go through for nothing. I am telling you right now, we all have a divine purpose. We have more than one purpose, right? And the more in tune we can be with our sense of self and who we
Yeah.
truly are, the more you will emulate that to the world. And it's healing all at the same time, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful culmination. you know?
And you know what? Dialing it back just to unpack a bit. I've been a hairstylist and a makeup artist for 36 years,
Yeah.
right? And standing behind the chair, we're like bartenders.
Yes.
We listen to
Counselors.
everything, right?
Okay.
I knew, okay, this is getting kind of deep, and of course,
I love
not
listening
naming
to
any
you.
names, right?
Yeah.
I knew one of my clients was literally, um, she cheated on somebody,
Mm-hmm.
was pregnant, had no idea how to navigate through that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I did? Instead of actually, like, why did you do this or why? Listen, she's in my chair for a reason. She feels comfortable.
And safe.
She was right and safe.
Yeah.
She was in my space, even though there's other women that were getting their hair done and probably talking the same way to my other co-workers in the salon. Um, she shared with me, she says, Lindy, I don't know what to do. And I just said, I actually turned the chair around
Mm.
and I looked at her. I got down like this. I said to her, first and foremost, how happy were you in your marriage? Okay, this is bringing back to my relationship coaching now, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I didn't even know I was a relationship coach even back then, but now I'm now certified. But I said to her, were you happy in your marriage? Because otherwise you wouldn't have done what you've done. Let me just put it out there in black and white. I
Yeah.
mean, let's bring the elephant into the room here,
Let's call a spade a spade.
right? And
Mhm.
so you did, and now, okay, I'm going to be just very honest. So now you're here.
Mhm.
How do you feel about this individual? And how long have you been, so those things. It
Yes,
turns
those
out,
moments.
right? It just turns out that the partner that she was with, that the person that she cheated on with,
Mhm.
just happens to be extremely, you know, well, pretty much abusive, emotionally abusive. So
Yeah.
that's why she went and sought other comfort,
Yes.
And I
Yes.
get that. I get the mentality of a woman's mind, when you feel a certain way,
Yeah.
if you feel a certain way,
Yeah.
you have to seek out comfort. That's what a woman does too. So we have to think
Absolutely.
about that.
Oh, I love you, Robin. I want to touch base on that, Lindy, because like you are a relationship coach and you are you have a vast wealth of knowledge. And I could just eat that up, right? For myself, what's interesting, and what brings me into this type of genre of sharing and being vulnerable, is because I was like, everything that I've done in life, I have gone through the traumas and the failures and the adversities, the childhood stuff, it's cause and effect, right? Like the things you go through gets you to do these things, right?
Yeah.
And so I was a walking fuck up for a really long time and I made so many mistakes. It's not even funny. I made so many
Right.
mistakes. And so I had to learn how to overcome that. I had to
Yeah.
learn how to overcome that. I just did, because it's not the person that I was meant to be. Right. And so learning that with myself, I developed this relationship and dialogue with myself. And I'm going like, it's like a higher power has spoken through me. God, creator, whatever you identify as, spoke through me. And I am really like, I have the gift of gab, just like Lindy has a gift of gab. And it's funny how we develop these things, right? And it all coincides to this moment. And it's just really powerful to think about how these moments, like, had you not become a hairdresser, you wouldn't have become a relationship coach. Like, it's just the way that these things it's just that divinity and the synergy,
Yeah.
and the divine timing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So if you are here watching right now, you are not watching by accident. This was meant for you to watch.
It really is.
It's powerful. It's powerful. People may think think that we're fucking nuts for thinking this way. Well, I say you lack emotional intelligence. I say maybe try looking at
Amen,
things
sister.
from perception. Like, you have to learn how to look at things from different points of views. And that's why the podcast is so important, because you're learning perspective. And through perspective, you learn strength, you learn grit, you learn tenacity. It all coincides.
Yeah, absolutely. And and balancing those roles is really important because like I was raised on the farm. I really
Same.
was. Okay, awesome,
Kind
right?
of.
And
Kind of.
what happens with that
Yeah.
when you build your garden, your everything, you're cultivating everything, right? In
Yeah.
order for things to grow effectively and properly, right? We
Yes.
need all the things that will
You have to
maintain that,
nurture it. You have to
right?
nurture it,
So,
and it's not overnight.
and that's what's happening all through our lives, all
Yeah.
through everything. We're cultivating that inner strength no matter what. And we're building that, um, I mean, we're finding strength also in vulnerability. We're
Yes.
balancing everything that we're doing in life. We're finding the right people, the right humans to
Yes.
be
That's
more
everything.
human with us. And
That's
not only that,
everything.
but it's actually having a meeting in the motherfucking mirror. It's having a
Yeah.
meeting in the mirror. When you're done with shit, you're done. And
Yeah.
then when you're fed up to the point where you're fed up, you have that meeting in the mirror with yourself and say, what are you doing, Lindy? What are you
Mhm.
doing, Randy? You're saying
Yeah.
this to yourself. Okay, enough is enough. When is no, or when is enough is enough? How are you
You get
going to now
tired of your own
navigate
bullshit.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so that's what, okay, so with me dialing back, like, look at hairdressing for 36 years literally has ruined my back. Like, it really has ruined my back. And
Yes.
although, I'm a woman who loves to wear her heels, her 7-inch heels. I love to do all the things, the pretty things, all that sort of stuff. And I wore them to work every day, and I loved it. And yes, it looked very fashion forward. It looked, and I had every different type of high heel and then little, things. Anyways, moving forward, it takes a toll on you. So I
Yeah.
said to myself, girl, what did you do to yourself? You know, but even
Yeah.
though that happened, it would have happened no matter what, due to the fact that I do have a thing going on with my back, anyways. So
Yeah.
I just pushed it to the limit. But I had a meeting in the mirror and I said, girl, you're
Yeah.
done. You are
Mhm.
literally done. It was my future self saying to me, if you do not stop now, this is where you're going to be. Yes,
Mm.
you can still continue to do what you're doing because I prepared you for this road ahead, not
Exactly.
like my inner self, my inner strength. And when we don't
Yeah.
have that inner belief,
Yeah.
that's why the belief system has to be so freaking strong.
It has to. It has to. If you don't have that anchor, you're just swimming and you're
Yeah.
swimming and you're swimming and then that's when you face things like complacency, right? And complacency
Hmm.
is the fucking death of you.
Oh, big time, big time, big time. Isn't it powerful of where we were and where we are now?
Oh, it gives me goosebumps, to think of that little girl who was struggling. Even thinking of myself at 20 years old, at 30 years old, and even last year to now, to think that I am who I am
Yeah.
today. When and I really really suggest anybody watching this right now take a look in the mirror and do the same thing, reflect, and don't just look at the negative, like celebrate yourself, because so often
Yes.
in life we don't celebrate ourselves. We're like on to the
That's
next
right.
thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You aren't romancing the little things in life, you're not really going to enjoy life. It's that high you're looking for achieving and the accolades. But once you achieve it, you're not feeling the feeling you thought you would.
Exactly.
It's what is that called? Destination. It's basically like when you're just caught up in trying to get to the goal, right? But it's a journey, man.
It really,
It's a journey.
girl, we can't deny the fact that every single person's on a journey, but it's
Yeah.
up to the individual on to receive it or not. And those are the things that I like to talk about is, your own personal pillars, your
Yeah.
own, development of that resilience, that perseverance, how you're going. How did you, how
Oh,
morning? You know what? I give thanks every day that I'm up.
yeah.
Like I have to give thanks because if we don't, like, I don't know, I just don't feel complete if I don't give thanks for waking up the next morning. But anyways, our
Gratitude
perseverance and how
practice.
we've navigated. So
It's
we're going
everything.
to be discussing a lot of techniques, aren't we, Randy? We're going to be discussing a lot of things, everything, all the things, all the things. It's going to be raw, dirty. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be unique. It's going to
Yeah.
be very empowering.
Yeah.
Yes, this is women based. Men, take note because get a pen and a piece of paper because I'm going to be talking about my husband too. Okay. I'll be talking about
Sure.
my husband. I mean, I'm going to
Of
talk about
course.
some things that piss me off. I'm going to talk about
Yeah.
a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like we have to, our partners sometimes piss us off, but you know what? Why do we keep on being in a relationship? Because we love and care. There's no, there's nothing, there's no animosity. There's nothing. Yes, there's good days and bad days, but how do we
Yeah.
make it go? So these are the power
Yes.
and the paradigms that we're thinking that we were taught, but how we can actually go through those paradigms as well. Yeah.
Right. Right. And you know what? To truly, like, it's all, again, we're coming back to that nurturing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that we are in a society today where everybody is so quick to throw everything away. They're just
Yes.
like, I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna get married, and they focus on this big marriage or this big wedding,
Yeah.
pardon me, but there's no work in the marriage.
And
Like,
6 months later, they're divorced.
yeah, exactly. And they're on to the next hot thing. Water your grass. Water your grass. Nurture
Girl,
your
that's
relationship.
right.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Water your grass.
And that works with yourself. Like, if you're
Yes.
sitting there with some shit dialogue with yourself, how are you going to grow? There's literal studies that if you speak to plants negatively and positively,
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
a different reaction. So how in the fuck are you going to grow if you're sitting there with a negative self-dialogue? You just won't. You won't.
And that's about mindset. Like, I mean, this is the thing. People don't encourage their brain power. We went to school for a reason to learn and to grow. And then that was nurtured by our parents as well. We have to learn a new mindset. And
Mhm.
growing within a good mind, a healthy mindset can help your relationship and yourself. Actually, I digress. Let's turn that around. It's helping yourself first. And therefore it's helping your relationships as well. But
Yeah.
the power of the mind can destroy you or build you up. And I think we know that.
Amen, sister. Amen. It really is the truth because it all boils down to self-respect and self-love,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's and that premise
Excuse
right
me.
there, like it seems like it's almost forgotten,
Yeah.
And if we can just dial things back and just come back to like what makes us women work, what makes us women tick, how are we coming together and how are we going to overcome these things? And by sharing these stories, it can be
Yeah.
so empowering to know,
Oh
shit,
God,
she went
that
through
is
that
the
too?
truth.
Like it's a powerful thing. It really is.
God, I love this. I love what we're going to be doing because there's so much to unpack. There's so much to literally and debunk as
Right.
well. But
Yes.
most importantly, it's what we want to do is just increase an empowerment, increase a movement,
Mm.
increase ourselves with a community of incredible women. And if you're watching this, follow us. Follow us
Yeah.
on our journey. Even though, on our fun TikToks and stuff like that, we do this. I do a lot of things. But coming into the meat and potatoes, going live with both of us, as well as on our podcast show, we're going to dive deep into a lot of subjects. But don't forget, our first and foremost is always about women standing. Well, it's a women of strength standing tall. So
Amen.
we would love to have you on our podcast show, probably in the next few weeks or so. But
Yes, Robin. Oh, Lindy, Robin, my girlfriend in the comments who's commenting.
Oh, I can't
She-
see her on that side.
Oh no. Oh, so you see your people, I see my people, I see. So she's commented a few times and she has
Oh.
said she loves how blunt you are and you're speaking facts.
Oh,
She
thank
sent
you.
us roses and stuff. And then she goes, hey, we mentioned this last night because we were on the phone together. And she's a perfect example of like what we're talking about. Like
Yeah.
her story is so inspiring, and it would be, she's a perfect candidate for the podcast. You know,
Okay.
like basically every woman in our lives could be on the show.
But Robin, because Robin was there right here on our, like, Robin, I'm sorry, I can't see you. So follow me so I can see both, so I can see your comments as well. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, please do, because then I can see your comment as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you love Lindy. Lindy's amazing. She's the best.
Maybe I should just explain myself too, like a little background story on me. I am 56 years old. I love my life. I have 5 boys. They're not boys, they're man boys. My oldest one is 36. My youngest one is 17, going to be graduating from high school in June. And being a mom of 5 boys has its toll, girl.
You wouldn't say.
I mean, God knew how strong I was, and that's why I have all boys and not girls, because I think I fucking give a goddamn bitch slap to the bitch. Like, seriously, don't you dare talk to me like that.
When I had my daughter, like I'm telling you, my biggest fear was having a daughter, and of course my youngest little girl, and she is sassy. But you know what? That sassiness is going to be her
Oh,
power.
it's going to
You
be her
know.
superpower. You know
Mhm.
what? That's so freaking amazing. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah,
Um, I know that you got to get going soon because your
I
son's going to be
do.
arriving home. But
Yes.
I love that we just did a debunk. And you know what, guys? This is what we're going to be doing after each show. We're going to just take 30 minutes. We're
Yep.
just going to debunk here on TikTok. And we're going to, kind of pull things together. If you're following us on even the FB, then do so. Obviously, Robin, if you're following her on Facebook or whatever, you know what? Give me a follow too. Lindy Edge Effects. Randy can actually share that with you. We're going to actually put this right here on Facebook. Just being real.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna love you and leave you. Thank you so much for joining
Yes.
us on Lindy's Bed. And if you aren't following, please give me a follow. I'm also on Facebook under Randy Crawford. Facebook is my home.
Yeah, me
But
too.
we're branching out now. I'm trying to get with the cool kids.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hang out with the cool kids now. It's all good.
Yeah,
It's
we're
all
with the cool
good.
kids now.
Yeah, yay!
Okay, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. Bye.
Now, how do we exit?
Top right corner, you'll see the power off button.
Oh, there it is. Okay, hello. Okay, bye
Bye,
everyone.
guys.